I had number 3 on problem set 4, and it said connect the points 8, 10, x5, x0, and -8, -6 with straight line segments, creating a path consisting of the union of 3 line segments, and it's asking what is the value of x that gives you the shortest path. So I began by plotting -8, -6, and 8, 10 on my graph. And then I picked an x value that I left as x, and you're going to plot x0 and x5 that lay on the same vertical line because they have the same x value. So just looking at the overall picture, we know that from the y standpoint, from 10 down to -6, this is a total distance of 16. And on the x side of it, we know that from -8 to 8, this is also going to give us a distance of 16. And from x5 to x0, because it is simply giving us a y distance, we know that we can just do 5 minus 0, which gives us a distance of 5, because they have the same x value. So it's easier to visualize if we draw this, taking out that middle vertical section. So the shortest path between 2 points is always going to be a straight line. So we want to connect the 2 endpoints in a straight line. So we cut out the middle portion to see this better. So we know that this total distance is going to be 16 minus 5, because we cut out this distance of 5 from the total of 16. So that gives us 11. And on this side, we know that we still need 16, because this middle section right here that we cut out did not contribute any x value in the distance. So I decided to name this z, just so x and y, we wouldn't get confused with any variables. And that would mean that this right here is 16 minus z, because 16 minus z plus z is equal to 16. And we need this total on this side to be 11. So this is the triangle that is on the bottom. So that is right here. And this triangle up here, that is right here. So we know that from x0 down to -8, -6, that the y component is 6, because 0 minus -6 is 6. And then if the total needs to be 11, that leaves us with 5 up here, because 6 plus 5 is equal to 11. So in our calculations, because this is a straight line from the endpoint -8, -6, up to 8, 10, that this portion right here must have the same slope as this portion. And slope is simply the change in y over the change of x. So we know that the y component for that one is 5 over the x component, which is c, has to be equal to 6 over 16 minus c. And you can cross multiply, and this gives you 80 minus 5z is equal to 6z. So you're going to add 5z over to the other side, and you get 80 is equal to 11z. You divide by 11, and you get z is equal to 80 over 11. So if we look back at our picture, we know that this total component over here is going to be 8, because it's x equals 0 over to x equals 8. And this up here we had named as z. So this portion is z, and this portion is x, and they sum to the total of 8. So we know that x plus c is equal to 8. But we just found out z, so we can plug that into this equation and get our x value. So if you subtract 80 over 11 from both sides, you get x is equal to 8 over 11. So 8 over 11 as our x value is going to give us the shortest length, because we want from here to here to have the same slope as this portion from x5 to 8, 10, because the shortest path is always going to be a straight line, and this straight line will, all parts will have the same exact slope. And it's easier to visualize it by taking out this vertical component of 5 that simply breaks up a straight line. So 8 over 11 is going to be your x value.